We can say without worries that the first plank of the hull is the easiest to apply. Be sure that it is aligned with the deck and it ends with the last bulkhead. After having checked that, we can start gluing it with the help of a few nails. My objective here is to use just one layer for this model as it is going to be painted. For filling the holes left by the nails, there are a lot of techniques. Just be sure not to use them when it is not needed. After laying the first plank from the top, you can lay 5 or 6 planks from the keel without any particular tapering. Now we have to understand the curvature of the hull, because we know that the bulkheads have different sizes. Otherwise, we would have a rectangle, right? This means that we can confidently say that we expect to taper our plank at the beginning and at the end of their length. To do this, we need to measure the perimeter of our bulkheads on one side at least. I put an M on the bigger bulkhead. This is where my planks won't be tapered and they will be glued at their natural size of 5 mm. For the ochre Endeavour Yacht, it is better to divide the hull into two parts and measure those sections separately. I do this usually when I see that bulkheads don't cover the whole length of the hull, like in this case. As you can see, bulkhead 1, 2, 12 and 13 are just covering the upper section of the hull. Calculations are pretty simple. I get how many planks fit in my master bulkhead. In the upper section is around 7 planks, and then I divide the perimeter of the other bulkheads in the upper section by this value. This way I get how wide my plank should be in that precise point. To taper the plank, I get note of the position of the bulkhead on one of my plank and I transfer this information to other planks. This way I know how much should I taper in that point with the help of my mini wood planer.
Forza qualcosa. Non puoi stare in digiuno. Hai paura di svenire stanotte che consumi troppo calorie, amore. Ti ringrazio.
Another important thing to do when working on each single plank is to slightly taper the side in the point where they are curving. Ideally, when placing each plank, you should check whether if you're overlapping with the ones you already glued or not. In this case, it happened to me at bulkhead 13, so I tapered the plank just below it. Don't force the plank too much. If it doesn't fit, follow what I'm doing here. The last plank is the hardest to shape. First, we copy its shape. Ideally, you should have the space to fit less than the total size of the whole plank. In other words, the space left shouldn't exceed the maximum width of your last plank. In this case, is 5 mm. So my plank shouldn't be wider than 5 mm. If you get more than that in some points, be sure to have a wider spare plank to use. This is a trial and error work, so take note where the plank doesn't fit and taper accordingly. I mentioned in my previous video why fillers between bulkheads can be dangerous, and here we see the reason. You can see a very common scenario. I thought I tapered the fillers properly, but I was wrong. And as you can see, I have some empty spaces between the plank and the false keel. This happened because the plank doesn't touch the keel directly, it touches the filler. Nothing that can be fixed though. I can use a sidewood piece and or a putty paste to make everything homogeneous at the end. If you taper the bulkheads filling correctly, you can jump this phase. If you have some gaps, you can continue with me. First I installed the keel and then I basically added a 2x2 limewood side spacer to help me in giving that triangular shape to the keel mentioned in the instruction. I still have some visible gaps and those can only be filled by some wood putty, or if you want to apply the second layer of planking, that would work just as fine.